Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
On the newspaper page, love and tradition of the grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. It's the bigger love of the family.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chief here with the Bob the Cigar Guy YouTube channel, ChevetteReport.com, and Chief Talk. Welcome in to another Thursday production. Today is episode 11 of the Cigar YouTuber Palette Battle. Even though I'm not technically a cigar YouTuber, it works better for the clickbait title and thumbnail and whatnot. How about a thumbnail? That was fun. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great Thursday. How has your week been since last Thursday when we had a show? We are getting close to PCA. Next week's our last show before the trade show. So soak up every moment that you have with us for the next 2 weeks. Got a lot of comments going on over here, but I think that's all Bob the Cigar Guy was also typing away on his computer over there. So welcome in Michael Zakovic, Cigar Pop, Banker, John, Gary Zanstra, Matt Bergson, Matt Brugger. There's Bob the Cigar Guy. Fireborn, welcome into the show. Hope you're doing well. Sean Crawley as well. Bob Ellis in here per the usual. And it looks like I have, there's Jay Bates. Welcome in, Jay Bates. Hopefully you all are doing well. We've got 16 people, 15 on YouTube, 1 on Facebook currently. Before we go any farther, if you are watching over on the YouTubes, do hit the like button and subscribe if you are not subscribing. I saw last week Chief Talk had a lot of non-subscribers watching the show, so has something to do. There we go. We're back. Sorry about that, everybody. I don't know what the last thing you heard of me say was. I'm going to turn my iPad off. We need to get our internet checked because we should be able to have more than one thing on the Wi-Fi at one time and not have that issue. So something we need to look at too, probably after PCA. So if you're not following, if you're not subscribed on YouTube, do subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to get to 10,000 followers on subscribers on YouTube. We're not that far away. It seems like it's forever away with as slow as this last 1,000 is gone. Unable to connect to iPad, of course, because I disconnected my iPad. Thank you. Let me close that window down because we're not going to need it. If you are over on Facebook, do hit the like button, hit the follow button for our page, and share this to your favorite cigar groups. We would love for you to get the word out. It's a lot easier to share on YouTube, share on Facebook from Facebook than it is sharing from YouTube to Facebook. That's one of the reasons why we broadcast across both. Welcome in Supremo Tobacco, watching live from Viva the Las Vegas. Bob the Cigar, I pulling cord again. Mark Carter says, should be at 100% likes, people. That's right. Leave a like if you'd like. There's 18, so there's nobody on YouTube, Facebook anymore. The Facebook, the mix-up of words is following me into a second week. But we do have Tom Fisher, Michael Carter saying like over on the Facebooks, and Jay Bates with the love over on Facebooks. So once again, hopefully you've had a great week. What are you smoking? What are you drinking tonight? Bob the Cigar Guy and I are going to be smoking cigars that we have picked out for one another and taken all possible markings off of the cigar to denote what the cigar is. And hopefully we can stump each other just a little bit. We are not going cutthroat. Maybe eventually we do this again and we go cutthroat. Just try to find the most random cigar in here and try to see if the other person can get even remotely close to that cigar. Bob the Cigar Guy is lighting up a cigar over there. I don't know why, because I'm about to give him a cigar to smoke. So without further ado, let me do one of these little shuffles. And then I'm gonna do this, that, and that. Hello, Bob the Cigar Guy. How are you doing this evening?
Hello, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and smoke this cigar real quick, because then if I don't get the hard one that Chief picks, I'll say, well, it's because I had this H99 already affecting my palate.
H99. You're gonna waste an H99, man.
Waste it.
You're gonna. We're about to jump into this challenge. So
you usually talk for an hour before you get to your challenges. So I was.
That's not always true. It's not always true. We got into it pretty quick last week. Nestor Torres 7922 says some Don Carlos with some OCD number 5. Michael the man Zakovec's got a Tatawahe Kojonu 2015 over there with the Tat Thursday going on. My man said, I don't care about Tat Tuesday. Tat Thursday is where it's at. Bob Ellis has got a My Father Blue and drinking some Lafroig. Which Lafroig do you have? That My Father Blue is a fantastic cigar. Really enjoy that smoke. Claimer, thanks for hitting the like button over on Facebook. Appreciate you. And you're working your ministry of being a part of the liking group over on Facebook. Just the Lafroig 10. Well, I hope that you enjoy that scotch. Hopefully it's not peaty. I will say I am starting to get into the Scotch world a little bit, but nothing that is peated. So Charles Adamson, if you're watching, if you watch back later, I'm not getting into the peated stuff. I'm getting into stuff that's not peated. And there's some good non-peated stuff. I have a lot to learn when it comes to Scotch. I guess there's 5 or 6 different areas of Scotland where they do their Scotch making processes, and not every area is peaty. So I'm happy to smoke or to drink scotches that are not peated. Father Cigar Guy, did you know that there were scotches that weren't peat monsters?
Isn't there a weeded scotch?
I don't know,
but I do know that there are some scotches that are not peaty. I know Monkey Shoulder is one of them.
But Monkey Shoulder sucks.
It's not peaty.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
There's peat in Monkey Shoulder.
Only if he works there on the weekends.
Whatever. All right. So do you have your cigar for me pulled out over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have your cigar pulled out over here. We're going to exchange cigars here. Now, you didn't lick my cigar or anything like that, did you?
Pete did.
Pete did.
So you have a cigar.
Ooh, interesting. So I'm really going to do most of this based off of flavor. I'm not going to try to get all super introspective into the band work or the the leaf work. I do not see immediate super tooth or anything like that, but there also does seem to be something going on with the wrapper. So maybe it is toothy. It's not super dark. This is my cigar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solo myself. This is a cigar that Bob the Cigar Guy has picked out for me. Sorry for the dirty fingernails. I was picking the registration sticker off of my license plate today because I had to replace it with the current year that I paid my taxes for. So got a little gook under there. First look, kind of sort of looks like H99, but kind of sort of doesn't. Looks a little more oily than an H99, if I do say so myself. Could be a Herrera Habano. We're gonna see. Bob the Cigar, hold yours up. Try to just give us a little glamour shot there. You maybe turn it. There you go. There. Gonna shine a little light on the front of it, maybe. You hold that light up. Nope. Come in front of the cigar with the light. Hey, no, in front, not behind, in front. Hey, no, almost. Come on, Bob. It's not that hard. There we go. Nice. What would you say? Rosy red Colorado-esque wrapper.
I don't know about that.
Mine looks a little rosy red. The blend has some dark stuff in it for mine.
It is a very grainy wrapper. I don't know if it's toothy or not yet, but
yeah, come on.
It's not velvet. There's oil to it.
So a little bit of color in there. Again, not going to get too crazy in the inspecting. So it is a Parejo. I was hoping that you were going to like flub and like do a feral pig or
that'd be hard for you to choose, wouldn't it? What is that? That is the Papas Fritas.
Ooh, nice little note. Now, there's no chance that this is a Rocky Patel.
No,
because
there's always a chance.
No, because we set up the constraints that this had to be a cigar that you're pretty sure you've smoked at least 10 times. I'm pretty sure. I hope that's a cigar you smoked at least 10 times. I hope. I'm sure you're at least 10 in your lifetime of cigar smoking, which so at least once a year for the 10 years that you've been doing this. All right. Fireborn says, I'd say Bob gave you a Drew Estate Adobe. Michael Carter says, no, the other front. That would be hilarious if they gave each other the same cigar. That would be funny.
I gave Steven a Placencia.
Michael Zakovic says, yep, that's a cigar. Before we do, or as we're getting into this, this is a question that I've been asking every week for a few weeks now. Have you, in the last week, smoked anything new or something that just blew your socks off or something that was like, oh my gosh, I'll never smoke that again? Bob the Cigar Guy, I know that you've smoked a couple of cigars in the last week that were new to you. Let's talk about those before I talk about the one that I have had.
The Warped Lasarto. Sarto. Which wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was good. It was not memorable to me. But it did make me go, God, I can't believe I got to smoke this. But then I also smoked the LFD Colorado Oscuro 500.
Number 5.
Right. And it was amazing.
I knew you would like that.
It might actually make my top list this year. I'll have to smoke more of them, but
I knew you would like that cigar.
Heavy leathers, heavy meatiness, real beefy quality to it. Some umami rolling around in there. Dark.
Your mommy was rolling around in there?
A little bit of almost like a unburnt espresso. If you could take the bitterness out of espresso, it had that
espresso.
That espresso, that it had that quality to it as well. So it was really, really nice.
So this is my first Dr. Pepper in a week. It's my first soda in a week. I've given up soda and sugar, and I couldn't reach the water bottle, the one last water bottle that was in the fridge, so I just grabbed a Dr. Pepper. So next week I'm going to remember to bring over at least 2 San Pellegrinos, because I drank the one that I brought over here because it's freaking hot again, and my truck has no air conditioner. So I was like, I gotta have it. So let's get into these. Let's see. Some Matt Brugger's got an H99 Feral that he's smoking tonight. Nice. Bob Ellis says the Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust 10 was great. Really enjoyed it. Not surprising. I feel like you seem to tend to like a little bit more of the gritty stuff, and that's a meaty, gritty cigar. I did not like it, but I didn't love it either. And so it does not surprise me that you do love the Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust 10th Jubilee. Supreme Tobacco says the Stolen Throne Crook of the Crown 5th year anniversary. Banger alert. Cigar Pop says the Shipwreck Monkey from Grouchy Monkey Cigars. Even Lee Mac 912 liked it and said it is in his running for Cigar of the Year.
That's cool.
That's a nice high praise. Michael Cutter is having an Opus and Cheerwine. Can't be better. Which Opus are you smoking this evening, Mr. Michael Carter?
There it is.
There's 20. You were doing that for the Opus or for 20?
For the 20.
Okay.
I just hit the wrong button.
What's going on, JT? Which excuses are we going with this time? Michael, the cigar guy, says smoked the Bleak Midwinter from OGT. Great cigar. Michael Carter says an 888. I haven't smoked the Opus at the shop. Are calling my name, man. I'm holding strong and not buying any of them. But it's getting geez Louise, it's getting very tempting the longer they sit there. I did get to smoke a nice little treat yesterday. So our members at the lounge, different tiers get different free cigars. Well, they get cigars with their membership, so not free cigars. But this month, because we're doing a huge Drew Estate promo at the shop, our boss decided that the 3 cigars in the 3 cigar pack would all be Drew Estate cigars. And so how about this for a membership, right? This month they got a Liga Privada H99 Toro, a Undercrown 10 Churchill, which I didn't know they made, and then a Herrera Esteli Miami, which is a discontinued cigar.
Wow.
You know, those 3 cigars, that was their member perk this month. Not a bad deal.
Not too shabby.
So I got to package all those up yesterday, and my boss is like, "Hey, if there's going to be some left over, you can put them on the tab." And I was like, "Ha, say less." So I grabbed 3 of them. I've already smoked 2.
Have you seriously?
Yeah. I smoked one yesterday at work, and I smoked one this morning at our men's group. I think I read that one. Banker Jones got a Dojo Reviver by Aganorsa. Bob Ellis had a Racist Cubano. That was, which one did you have? You had the C5 Black. Is that the one that I saw you post? Fireborn says, "Wow, very nice." It is. JT, none of them are sweet tips. JT is under the impression that every Drew Estate cigar is a sweet tip cigar. He even thinks that an H99 is a sweet tip cigar.
Oh my!
So it's an ongoing battle with that one. UC10 Churchill is probably the only size I don't have. I didn't even know they had it. I don't know where it comes from. Smoke Onos exclusive, got it. The Races Classico. The Nuevo Comienzo is my favorite from Races.
Listen, you sounding all cigar-y and stuff.
Sorry. In the world of PCA, since last week, I don't think I've confirmed any new PCA interviews.
The one that you called me about, you did.
Oh no, Casa 1910. Yeah, so I had Casa 1910 on. And that's the only one that I've for sure added to the list for this trade show. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 slots open. And guess how many people I contacted today?
12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
And there's still somebody on the list that you haven't hit up yet. 2 people.
I mean, you can speak English. I mean, I'm not going to play this guessing game.
Well, you mentioned to me that you're still waiting on email addresses for 2 companies. Calibri and
no, I didn't ask for Calibri's email. I said that Calibri is not listed on the show list.
Oh. Where are we going?
Calibri is not on the My Show Planner and exhibitor map for PCA.
I can't find the exhibitor map, by the way.
I can show you how to get to it. Are we getting West Tampa's interview? Well, let's read off who we have for the show already confirmed. So, Saturday, booked. 9 and 10 a.m., Davidoff. 2 hours for Davidoff. And then at 11 a.m., we've got Deep Sea Cigar Co. At 12 p.m., we have Drew Estate. 1 p.m., Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust. 2 p.m., Stolen Throne. 3 p.m., Pastania. 4 p.m., Adventura. 5 p.m., Natura Cigar. On Sunday at 9 a.m., Foundation Cigar Company. 10 a.m., Black Label Trading Company. 11 a.m., J.C. Newman. 12 p.m., West Tampa Cigar Co. 1 p.m. is currently open, but I have offered it to Altadis. They reached out today. I reached out to them. They got back to me. They asked me if I could do 2 o'clock. I can't do 2 o'clock because at 2 o'clock we have AJ Fernandez booked. At 3 o'clock today, I booked Casa 1910 on Sunday. And then 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock are both open. So they asked if we could do Sunday. So I offered them the 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 5 o'clock position. She opened the email. Hopefully nobody else gets back to me before she does, because those spots will go
fast
if they come back and they only have those spots. I don't want to miss Altadis. I liked Altadis last year. Altadis gave us 4 different companies. I would have loved to have broken that up into 4 separate videos, but he just took us around.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, we currently have the 9 o'clock hour open. At 10:30, we have Romacraft. So there's a chance that we could slide in somebody in that 10 o'clock spot. And then 11 o'clock is open. 12 o'clock is Aganor Salif. And then we have 1 through whatever the end of the show is on Monday. Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 time slots booked. Davidoff is probably 4 companies. And then again, if we get Altadis could also be 4 videos. So you're looking at 19 to 20 videos right now, because Davidoff, if we go early to Davidoff at 9:30, it's not really a 2-hour block. It's 9:30. We're going to get Davidoff. We could also get Camacho, Avo, Zeno, and possibly, if we have time, get Michael Herklotz with Ferriotego. That's 5 companies that you could get just in that Davidoff hour and a half time slot.
Well, I'm hoping beyond hope that we'll have 2 companies at Drew Estate. I'm hoping.
Hey, back off to Michael a little bit, man. I'm
hoping Jay San and Son is going to be something we can interview if they're going to set something up. I'd love to do that.
Supreme Tobacco says, is Chief going to run any interviews again this year? Possibly. Maybe. If we have time to do Left and Loms, I would love to do Left and Loms again. I enjoy doing that. I'm going to not stand so menacingly over Pierre this year if I get to do the Left and Loms interview. Bobolis had an Oliva G Churchill that was really good. I'm having a hard time placing with the cigars. I feel like you gave me a somewhat muted cigar.
I gave you a muted cigar? Like I manipulated the cigar?
No, I feel like you just gave me I don't want to call it a bland blend because I'm not very far into the cigar. Definitely feel like your cigar is definitely much more flavorful than this one is.
Well, I don't smoke. If it's a cigar, I think it is. I don't smoke many of them. And so I don't really know the profile 100%, but it's got a lot of toothiness in it, which means I would expect it to be a Mexican San Andreas wrapper. And going through my head just through the order of elimination, the only thing I can think of is the Undercrown 10, but it just isn't hitting me as spicy as an Undercrown 10. And I haven't looked to see if there was a dent of any kind where that little stripe band was or whatever. I know they're in there. I can't think of any other Mexican San Andreases that we smoke regularly. I don't believe it's a Saka, but I'm not. It's got the look of a Mike Rita, but it doesn't have the flavor to me of a Mike Rita. So I can't stand these things. I can't stand them because that's not how my head works. I don't catalog a flavor to a cigar. Usually I just enjoy it, smoke it. I talk about it in the moment. It's hard for me to remember exactly what a cigar tastes like.
Going through the possible cigars that we have in here, and I'm kind of at a disadvantage. I'm at a disadvantage of knowledge of what's in here. The only thing that kind of keeps me in the hunt, I think, here is hey, make sure this is a cigar that I've smoked before, or that you believe is a cigar that I have smoked before.
Well, you are my son, and I want you to be successful. I don't want to try to stymie and stump you. I don't want to make it so easy that it's boring for everybody watching, but I'm not going to pull out something that's just ridiculous, crazy. I got this cigar for you because I thought you'd be able to pick it out. That's what I did.
I'm, of the companies that we have in the humidors that we both.
It's one of them.
Good, very good, Bob. That we both smoke a fair amount of. There's really only 2 companies that we have a lot of in here: Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, Drew Estate. There's some Foundation in here.
We got a good amount of Davidoff family in here as well.
I don't think there's this Davidoff, but now that you say that, it kind of does throw a little wrench in it because it's a smooth wrapper. It's not prim and proper. I don't think it's an Adobe. I feel like the Adobe wrapper is a little thicker than this. I did smoke an Adobe last week, and I feel like it was thicker than this. Obviously, the Nica Rustica broadleaf is much thicker, but this would be. That's another thing, is this is not smoking like a cherry bomb over here.
I'm going to give you a free hint. It is not a poodle.
Okay.
It comes from three separate countries.
Whoa. What's going on, cigar aficionados? Stream Talk says, I don't see clouds of smoke. Can't be Adobe. I think there are some cigars that I could pick out within the first 5 real puffs. After the light, 5 full draws and puffs, I think there are a handful of cigars that I could probably pull out.
Name them.
I think I could pull out Undercrown 10. I think I could pull out H99. I think I could pull out the Tabernacle, the Broadleaf. I could pull out a Sober Mesa Brulee. I could pull out a Red Meat Lovers for Tonga. I could pull out a Charter Oak Pasquale. Numero Uno from Hoyt, Nicaragua. Those are cigars I'm sure I could pull out. Be funny if you watch this back, write down those cigars, and then go buy them, and then put them next to do it blind, so I really can't see. I'm only able to grab it with my fingers, or do it where like you put them on picks. I can only grab the pick, so I can only tell based off of how much my lips are. And I bet it's hard to figure out blindfolded what the shape. I mean, I think you can figure out the shape, whether it's a Parejo or a box press or a trunk press. But I wonder how hard it is to gauge vitolas if you're not trying to actively, slurp on the cigar and, feel it. I don't know how, if you could. I wonder if you can tell the difference between you couldn't tell the difference between a Toro and a Churchill because they're both the same round
ring gauge.
Yeah, ring gauge. Based on looks, I think it's a DTT Brulee. No way, it's too dark.
It'd be too easy if it was a DTT Brulee.
Way too dark to be a Brulee. So my finger twitching. Been twitching all day because I only got 4 hours of sleep last night.
Aww.
Bible says I don't smoke enough of the same cigar often enough to remember which one is which. And that's definitely a thing too. Like I'm privy to a lot of cigars throughout the day, most days of the week, and so my cigar game has gotten pretty good. Now I'm not, picking out, oh, this is a Ecuadorian Habano. I don't think this is Ecuadorian Habano as a wrapper leaf. There's not a sweetness on the retrohale either, which immediately takes me away from H99. I did think you gave me an H99 at first. It seems to be a tad thicker than a Toro H99. The H99 wrapper is a lot thicker.
Supremo Tobacco is trying to help you so much.
Solita?
He's your phone a friend.
I don't think Solita comes in this size. I think doesn't Solita so Sober Mesa Solita. You're right. Ooh.
Look at that phone a friend going on. Supremo Tobacco, don't make me put you in timeout, boy.
Ooh. Not a bad shout. Is there Imprint. Now that you've said imprint on your cigar, it's not a bad shout.
The farther I'm smoking in the cigar, the more it tastes like a Underground 10.
Oh, by the way, Brian said he didn't need any special snacks. So
What about drinks? What do you want to drink?
he didn't. He said nothing.
What
nothing
beverages
special.
do you want at the house?
I do want those. I don't know. What were those drinks Mom and Tracy found last year that were like New Orleans regional, like soda? They were in plastic bottles. They kind of like IBCs, but the art on them kind of looked drawn by a child. It had a whole bunch of different colors. I think one of them was like a cream soda, and it was fantastic.
Last year, I bought enough stuff from Walmart to have 2 house parties. We left so much stuff, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going that board out wide open this year. We are not leaving groceries. So I'm minimizing it down just a little bit. It'll still be great. If people come over to visit, we'll have lots of stuff, but
we're hoping to have some people come over.
yeah.
Our house is much closer to the convention center and Convention Center Row than last year. So the excuses for people to not come over is a little less drastic than last year.
I got my PCA shoes ready to go.
I got my PCA shoes in the mail yesterday.
I got some vintage,
I wore
1980s.
I wore them today.
Chuck Taylor's red, white, and blues. You're not supposed to wear your PCA shoes till PCA, retard.
Whoa. Watch your language, man.
I can't believe you did that. I told your mom you were going to do that too. You're such a
I
jerk.
wore them on the street.
You're not supposed to wear them at all. You're not supposed to wear them at all.
Oh, I'm sure you've worn
You're
your
supposed to be fresh and clean. No, I ain't even put my foot in them yet.
Oh, you lie.
No, I ain't put my foot in them yet.
You didn't even try them on?
I
don't believe you.
And I bought them on eBay. I didn't even go buy brand new shoes. These are old shoes.
Oh, so they're just going to fall apart when you walk in them?
No, they solid. They might fall apart. I don't know what the weight limit on them is. So
like vintage shoes.
I'm bringing backup shoes.
Vintage shoes, like the soles fall apart on those things. Like
it might
really easily.
It might. I'm bringing backup shoes.
You might want to you might want to wear them and try them out first.
No, because then I can't fuss at you for wearing them ahead of time.
Oh, no.
They look good. They're going to be amazing.
You can't fuss at me for no real practical reason. How about that?
They are going to look amazing. You're going to hate them. You're going to be like, Dad, really? Really?
So when you handed me this cigar and on first light up, I thought immediately Herrera Habano. Herrera Habano's light, not super heavy. It's not super smoky. But Herrera Habano also has a little bit of a pepper bite to it. And I'm not getting a lot of pepper bite on this. Now, if it is a if it is a Sobremesa Solita, which I don't think it is. I haven't had a full-size Sobremesa Solita regular in a long time. Now, it does not mean I haven't had 10 of them, because I have had 10 Sobremesas. Solitas. Now they're called Solitas. And I did have a smaller version of the Solita, the Gordito, not too long ago. This does not taste like that. This does not taste like a Mi Querida, but it does kind of taste like a Turkey Traca. I was really hoping that there was going to be some sort of indentation or something that kind of gave it away on the wrapper, the wrapper leaf. And I don't see anything that is like, oh yeah. You still going with Underground 10 over there?
Yep.
Okay.
You want to tell me if I'm right?
Because
I'm not going to change my mind.
You're not going to change your mind?
No, I'm not going to change my mind. It's
you're
not
wrong.
going to change. Okay.
You are wrong. You're not far off. Same company. I'm going to get a little farther in before I make my last vote. Cigar Pop. So it's a well-built cigar. Which, you know, I didn't think if it's a cigar that I've smoked 10 times, it's probably going to be a cigar that does well. How's yours burning over there?
A little pointy. Little.
Oh, you're
little
smoking
wonky.
fast.
Well, no, the burn's been wonky, so I've been trying to keep it going, keep it working around. Just a little wonky.
My burn's pretty good. Not laser by any stretch of the imagination. Pull solo layout so you guys can see it again. This is my cigar.
It shouldn't be the Esteli Miami because I haven't smoked 10 Esteli Miamis in my life.
I don't think they make Esteli Miami in that size, and there's no way that I would have given you my last one. No way. And if there were more in here, I'm going to find them and take them. I don't know. I'm. It's not a Herrera Brazilian. I can tell Herrera Brazilian. I'm not throwing out Herrera Habano, but I'm also now going. Could this be a Tricky Traca? Because Tricky Traca. What do you agree? Tricky Traca is the more spicy, more gritty Mickey Rita.
You're asking me?
Yeah, you, Bob the Cigar Guy.
No, I'm not answering your dang question.
Draw's great, not tight. I do not think this is a Mexican San Andreas wrapper. I don't think we have anything in here that's Cameroonian, especially not that we smoked multiple of. I'm not going to go the regular Mickey Rita Solita. I feel like if it was going to be Solita, it would be Solita Red. And I don't think they make Solita Red in this size because I feel like the Solita Red is a more muted version of the Solita. All right. I'm going to go with... This is tough. I don't want to guess now. Are you heart beating over there? I need the music from Who Wants to Be a Million?
Right. Or Jeopardy.
I'm going Herrera Habano. What is that?
It says no.
Oh.
But I will tell you, it's a Nicaraguan filler, Honduran binder, and an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper.
Oh, it was Ecuadorian Habano wrapper? Oh.
Which is the same blend as the Herrera Habano.
Okay, so that's wild.
So it is a Herrera Habano.
Aha! How about that? Now, it does help that I've smoked like 4 of these in the last week.
See, I made it easy for you.
You did. Did you do that on purpose or?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, you didn't know that I smoked 4 Habanos in the last week.
Yes, I did, because I put the box on your desk and you said, I'm going to take these when I go. And you stuck your big monkey paw in there and grabbed a ton of them out. Yeah.
So the funny thing about a Herrera Habano is I have noticed with the Herrera Habanos that the immediate what is it called again? Where you blow smoke out your nose? Retrohale.
No.
The immediate retrohale of a Herrera Habano is the exact same retrohale as an H99. The very first retrohale has that distinct punch and sweetness on it, and then it disappears.
Well, the sweetness, you should be able to get the sweetness throughout, because the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper is actually mimicking the shade grown of the Cuban region, the Pina del Mar?
Rio?
Pina del Rio, right? And it's the shade grown area. So it is a shade grown. Now, Nicaraguan Habano, the Nicaraguan Habano is full sun and volcanic soil, which picks up the other part. So the fact that the Ecuadorian Habano has that sweetness and that lightness to it, but it still has a rosado, almost ruddy wrapper, very smooth, somewhat thin. But that Nicaraguan and the Honduran really just kind of round out the flavors.
So, do you want to know what your cigar was?
Yes.
So, your cigar was from Drew Estate.
Okay.
I had to make sure that I didn't flummox and pick a cigar that you could be like, I can't believe you chose that one. I don't smoke that cigar. Now, maybe you don't smoke this cigar. You definitely smoked this cigar at Barn Smoker.
I smoke everything at Barn Smoker.
So you're limited to about what? 15 blends? Is
this a Unico series?
No, that wouldn't be fair. I don't think, aside from Feral, I don't think you've smoked any Unico 10 times.
Yeah.
Well,
no, yeah.
I say that back. Yeah, because you've had Velvet Rat, You're the Rat.
Yeah, because I smoked through 2 entry packs of Barn Smoker.
So let's think of the Barn Smoker entry packs.
It's not a Pappy.
Not a Pappy. That'd have been way too easy.
Yeah, the Undercrown 10 is in there.
Undercrown 10?
What's always in the pack? The Leather Rose isn't in the pack, it's in the pickup. The Herrera's not in the pack, it's in the pickup.
Think of the Barn Smoker locations.
This isn't no M81, is it?
It is not an M81.
No, because there's no way it was an M81. It's not a 9 or a T52 because it's a Mexican San Andreas wrapper.
It is Mexican San Andreas.
And that's why I leaned on the Underground 10, because it is Mexican San Andreas.
Right.
And it's extremely toothy Mexican San Andreas, but it wasn't giving me the dark chocolate, the cocoa and the toasty in the back, but it was the only one that I could think of that had the Mexican San Andreas in it. When you tell me, you're like, oh yeah, I got it. What is it?
So your cigar is a Drew Estate Undercrown Maduro.
Okay.
So not the 10.
I don't. Okay. I don't smoke those. I have smoked a plethora of them.
You've smoked your fair amount of Undercrown Maduro.
Agreed. But the Undercrown 10 to me is an underwhelming cigar. I mean, it's a good cigar, but it just doesn't hit me the way. So it wouldn't be something I would remember. I remember cigars that I either like a whole lot or I don't like at all, and that just kind of fits in the muddy water. So
I honestly think the thing that protected my victory or tie over you was the fact that you got hung up on Undercrown 10.
Yeah, because
You
I couldn't.
saw-
I forgot that the Undercrown Maduro was a Mexican San Andreas.
Yep.
Because I haven't reviewed an Undercrown. I need to review an Undercrown Maduro. I haven't reviewed an Undercrown Maduro in probably 2 years. And that would be the only time I look at the blend on it. And the only reason I would know all the stuff I know about Undercrown 10 is because of Sammy Flo. Because that's his ride or die.
That is his Jimmy Jam. Yeah, once you got on the hunt of Mexican San Andreas, and then probably the last time you had a Mexican San Andreas was probably a Drew Estate cigar. And knowing that there's a ton of Drew Estate cigars in here, I felt like you could not see the.
Well, I also didn't think you'd pick something that easy. I thought you would have picked something a little bit more difficult, to be honest.
Huh.
But it was difficult enough that I didn't get it. So that means you need to leave me all the camera stuff. and you need to come over here and shoot all these reviews, and you can be the cigar reviewer and I can be the photographer.
I honestly thought you were going to go an H99.
I knew the wrapper was of an H99 was an Mexican. The toothiness is what I saw. And so I rolled through my Rolodex and I almost cheated.
No, I thought you were going to choose an H99 for me.
No, I almost pulled up my phone and said, what Drew Estate cigars have a Mexican San Andreas wrapper? But I thought that would be wrong.
That would be wrong because I told you it was from Drew Estate. I said it was the same company. Yeah, I did.
No.
You said that you were going to make your one guess. And I said,
I was going to look at it before in the beginning.
Oh, yeah, it definitely would have been cheating.
So I didn't want to cheat. So one more reason why you should follow better cigar reviewers, even though we still need 357 to get
Bob
to
Ellis said,
10,000.
I didn't realize the Undercrown Maduro was the San Andreas. No wonder I like it. Cigar Pop says the Undercrown Maduro is my go-to cigar. Bob Ellis says it is a good one. It is a good cigar. It's a really good cigar, actually.
It's a solid cigar.
I think the Undercrown Maduro, I think so many people forget that it is the poor man's Liga.
I got burnt out on it because I was smoking that a lot because we got that.
Gary Brooks, welcome into the show. What is smoke? Brother, smoke what you like. Bob the Cigar Guy and I just did a blind cigar off and I won.
He beat the pants off of me.
There you get your heartbeat again. Oh, there we go. No, that was yeah, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go something that I thought was right in your wheelhouse. I think if I would have chosen, obviously there's a lot of cigars, especially from Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust that we have in here that are not Parejos. And so if I would have given you something that was box pressed, I feel like you would have been like, oh, that can only be like 4 things.
Right. Well, I almost picked you up the Ferio Tigo Metropolitan.
Oh, I've only had 3 of those maybe.
So I was like, yeah, no, that's not nice. And so I did I know he got a bunch of and it's a good cigar.
It is.
It's funny when you started, you're like, man, I wish you would have gave me something flavorful. And I'm sitting there going, you like this cigar. You like this cigar.
I prefer the Herrera Brazilian. The Brazilian Maduro, the Brazilian Matafina. I really enjoy the Herrera Brazilian. Herrera Habano is not a bad shout either. I like Herrera Habano. We did Herrera Habano last week for $10 Tuesday. I think that's a perfect cigar to pair with beers. It's not a cigar that's going to overwhelm the beer at all. It's not, there's not many beers that are going to overwhelm your cigar. Obviously, if you get into like some of the wacky IPAs or super sweet, beers and whatnot,
it's a solid late in the evening cigar too, because you don't have that breath hangover.
Right.
The next morning, you get into something too heavy. It just, you're going to taste it till lunch, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, it's an acquired taste, kind of like peatiness and scotch.
I need to look up that, now that Gary Brooks is here. if this is the name of the Scotch or not.
But I'm going to blame the H99 pre-smoke that caused my palate to be a little bit sideways.
Let's see. I'm going to try to find a picture of this thing so I can tell Gary Brooks which Scotch I like. Because I found a Scotch that I like.
Eagle Rare?
No.
Pappy?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I should have taken a picture of it. I could text my boss and be like, hey, what was that Scotch you recommended? Because my boss is a huge Scotch fan.
So much better.
I've been told that I need to try the Glenmorangie. Was it 12? I think that's the one they said the Glenmorangie 12 is not PD. I'm like shuffling through every picture of a bottle of Scotch in the world right now, and I'm not finding it.
Steel Bob, if we would have had Placencia in the shop, I actually have a box of Placencia. I would have put a Placencia in there just to say Placencia. I do have a box. I forgot that. I have a box of limited exclusive Placencia. God, I had that box for 3-4 years.
I have to, when I go to work tomorrow, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you, Gary Brooks. Darn it. The writing on the bottle kind of looks like hillbilly Appalachian font. I'm texting Watson.
This is amazing content. Let's all watch Chief as he sits there and he tries to look up the liquor that he drinks and have a conversation with just one person on the show.
That's what happens all the time when we were you. All right, so I sent a text off to my boss for him to respond back with if he's awake still. He wakes up really early in the morning, so he might be asleep. No, so going back to before we jump into all the news that's come out on Chevette Report this week, i.e. today. The Glen Alecky Distillery 8-year. That's what I thank you. Glen Alecky Distillery 8-year. Hillbilly Scotch. Isn't that moonshine?
Yep.
So Underground Maduro is a cigar that I think is starting to slip into the not being smoked as much anymore cigar. At least from the cigars from Drew Estate that I scan every day. And I think people forget that cigar was created to basically be
Poor Man's Liga.
The poor man's Liga. I mean,
yep.
They were told they couldn't have the Liga Privada anymore, and so they created something that tasted a lot like it, and then they, jumped out and put it in production. And I also think it helps that you were so hung up on Underground 10 that you just could not see. You could not see past the brush.
And if you smoke an Underground 10 and you smoke an Underground, there's a lot of resemblance, but I'm not making excuses. I didn't get it. So now you were talking about whether that cigar is being sold a lot. One of the things I'm going to do when we go to Barn Smoker, hopefully, is get time to sit down with On Fawn, and because he deals with those numbers, and I'm going to ask him what's the movers and shakers.
Jeez. I couldn't catch it.
Right over there.
I'm good. Sorry, my cigar fell in so many awkward ways, and I was trying not to get burnt by it. Sorry, go ahead.
There's a little happy dance going on, but I want to ask him. I want to pick his brain and ask him what's moving fast. I believe I've heard that Mother Roses is one of their most sold. Supposedly it's possibly one of the most sold industry wide. And so I want to go straight to the horse's mouth and ask, because I know he knows those answers, and hopefully he'll reveal to me some information that I probably won't just share, but I will have a better hold on what's going on in the industry and know which way things are leaning, because I'm interested in all the little details. I like to geek out on that stuff. So
I think I put the wrong name for today's stick pick of the week winner. I did, I think. Whoops. Yep, I did. I definitely did. Whoops. Sorry. That was one of the things I was trying to do over here when I started dancing on myself with the cigar. No, I can tell you for sure that Leather Rose is one of their highest performers. I mean, yeah, we're not the biggest lounge in the world, but we're still a representation of the market, right?
But you have elevated lounges. You have lounges that are much more affluent than yours is, and some that are less affluent. Then you have the stop and shops where you don't have a lounge. You just go in and you pick up your cigars, or you have the what I call head shops. You know, they also sell vapes and everything else, and they have some cigars there so they can put tobacco on the sign outside. So I wonder what the cross the spectrum is on that. Maybe I'll talk to Michael Aneza as well, because he deals with the big wholesale accounts.
He's over at TPE today.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's so wild that TPE has gotten so much closer to PCA.
I don't think they're happy about it either.
I feel that TPE used to be, and maybe I'm wrong, I feel like TPE used to be in like middle of February.
Well, PCA used to be in July.
Right.
So,
but I feel like, you know, because what the last 3 years PCA has been in the March, April, May window. March, April window.
Well, this will be the third year.
Right. That's what I'm saying is for 3 years, PCA has been this close. I feel like in the time that we've been going to PCA, TPE's been January, February. And I could be wrong there. Maybe my feelings are off. But I feel
TPE
like
is not a cigar.
It's not cigar. It's not.
It's an adult consumable.
It is not
show.
a just cigar show. Right.
You know, you got a lot of stuff in there that is not cigar related.
Yeah, like gas station consumables and stuff like that.
And adult content.
No.
I thought there was. I thought that's what the blue carpet was.
No, that's weed.
Oh. I just was told stay away from the blue carpet.
No, that's
we get. I don't know. You probably don't get the emails. I get the emails. TPE keeps asking us to come.
Well, that's the general. Come to TPE.
No. I've gotten invitations for us to come to TPE, but they never say, "Hey, we're going to foot the bill. Y'all come and shoot content." But I don't even know if I'd want to go, to be honest. I think PCA is enough.
All right. So let me pull up ChevetteReport.com. I was going to have it pulled up on my laptop or my iPad, but the internet is freaking out so much that it does not want me to utilize both. So let me present. Actually, let's do this. Come over here and do this, and boom, boom. And then share my screen. Share screen, window here. Share. All right, so can you see ChevetteReport.com, Pop Cigar Guy?
Yeah.
All right, so a lot went on. Lots been going on Chevette Report for the here near future, recent past. Sorry, not near future. So today got a lot of press releases out. Now that I'm working more at the lounge, I just don't have as much time to get these press releases out, and then by the time I get home, I forget that I need to put press releases out. So this was dropped. You sent this to me yesterday, 2 days ago, maybe.
Probably.
Because I'm not on there. No, I am on their list. Because I always get the second one sent from you. Black Label Trading Company to debut a new cigar, the Macabre. I assume that's how you say it. I don't know if they pronounce it macabre or
I always call it
macabre.
macabre.
That's a new cigar.
They need to feed that dog.
Debut. I think it's a horse.
Oh, can I pet that dog?
It looks like a horse to me.
Can I pet that dog?
There wasn't much to this press release. Actually, no, there's another one that had even less in it. But Macabre is quintessential black label, rich, dark, and elegant with a perfect balance of strength and flavor. The earthy floral notes on the palate combine perfectly with the bold, intense spice on the retrohale to create a beautiful balance and unique smoking experience. Now, I will say that's kind of what I experienced on the Boondock.
You know what? I shot the. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't know you weren't done.
I wasn't a big fan of the Boondock, which kind of was upsetting because I really liked Black Label. I didn't like the Boondock.
See, this year's Boondock I really liked. I've shot the video. I just haven't edited and put it up yet. But I was pleasantly impressed with it. The closed foot really didn't lend to the experience because you really couldn't taste any difference between the closed foot and when you were smoking the whole blend. It just looked like it was. It seems like it was just gitch. But the cigar was deep. It was very, very hearty. It was a hearty cigar.
This is this Macabre is a little higher in the MSRP than some of the other Black Label trading companies.
What's the Vitola?
They've got a Robusto, Corona Gorda, and a Toro.
I think Black Label does best in a smaller Vitola. They're big Vitolas. It seems like the flavors just get a little lost.
I mean, the Toro's the only big one here. Corona Gorda, that's, 5.5 by 46. I mean, it's thinner than the Robusto.
The Intergalactic was a little bit bigger, and it was still good. I like the Intergalactic a lot. I wish I had one to smoke last night after the Artemis launch. That would have been kind of cool to take a picture of that and post it up. But I smoked all those.
Now, this one's kind of fun.
That's a great cigar.
Outcast from Miami Cigar & Co. is debuting or expanding to a 10 size for their cigar, and honestly, I'm kind of excited about that. I think 10s are such a good way to get into a brand if you really aren't ready to commit to it.
But you're not going to get the full flavor of the cigar. It's going to be
but if at least you get into a 10 and you're like, ooh, okay, I'm down with that.
I want to say, I keep talking over you, my bad. I want to say the regular size Outcast cigar was like $5-6. A good cigar, solid cigar, sweetened cap, and it was a nice sweet, almost like a honey sweet. Really good flavors.
So you've got 10 cigarillos for $24.99. So $2.50 a stick. That's in relation to a factory smoke, that's really expensive for such a small cigar. But it's the same blend as the core line. Really think that's a cool way for smaller companies to get their stuff into humidors. It doesn't take up a lot of shelf space. I'll tell you, actually, one of the we talk about every week, what's something new that you smoked. I didn't mention mine yet. So there's two. The first one wasn't bad. It was good. I thought it was going to be my new favorite Padron. It's not. I smoked a 1926 80th Padron. Nice fancy $35 cigar. It was good, but I still like my 1964 number 4 more.
So you bought a $30-something cigar when you had Opuses sitting in the same humidor.
I've got to expand my horizons, man.
Boy, you a dummy.
I gotta expand my horizons. I gotta get through this. I gotta try to make my way through Padron, man.
That wasn't one that you accidentally dropped and said, "Hey, boss, it's got a busted foot. We can't sell it. Can I have it?"
Absolutely not. I never do that. 2, definitely wouldn't do a $35 cigar. Avo Cigars honors the heritage of founder Avo Uvazian. There wasn't a whole lot to this press release other than basically, hey, there's going to be something going on at PCA and you need to be there. So in 2026, Avo Cigars will celebrate the centenary of its founder, Avo Uvazian, with a global series of moments honoring his enduring legacy of passion, creativity, and craftsmanship. More than a cigar maker, Avo Uvazian was a true citizen of the world, guided by his belief that the finest creations emerge where craft meets emotion. He brought a sense of harmony and artistry to everything he touched, from music to cigars. 100 years after his birth, Avo Uvazian's influence continues to inspire how Avo creates, shares, and brings together people. Building on this strong foundation, the brand will unveil a new chapter of Avo Cigars at the Premium Cigar Association trade show in New Orleans this month. So not a lot of information other than, hey, we're releasing something. This one's pretty cool. The Davidoff Travel Humidor Urban, designed for aficionados on the move. This is a travel humidor that you can wear like a satchel. Not going to say purse. But it's got
your bag.
A smart tray developed exclusively for Davidoff protects the cigars inside the humidor during travel. Its innovative wave design can be flexibly adjusted to safely hold and protect up to 8 cigars. The airtight, seamless construction and above pack maintain ideal humidity levels inside the humidor for up to 45 days.
Wow.
So I don't know if they go in the little tubes or if they go in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it must fit in
accordions.
Between.
Yeah.
And then I guess
that's pretty smart.
This bag seal must be pretty tight to keep the humidity in. They send a lot of photos through with their press releases, but they're humongous files, and WordPress does not like them. So usually you either get a screenshot or the ones that come in the email. These are the ones that are in the email. This is what you and I were talking about earlier today, Bubba the Cigar Guy. JC Newman introduces the Quorum Double Gordo Sampler Bag at TPE this week.
Great cigar at that price point. Solid cigar. Good yardstick. Back to the Avo. Avo had a piece of swag that I still to this day wish I had gotten. And it was 10 years ago. And it held 5 cigars. And it was a special box, but it was plastic, and it was shaped like a record player. And you'd flip open the record, or the record deck. You'd flip it open, and there would be the 5 cigars. And I thought it was just so cool. And that's one of the few pieces of swag that I wish I would have acquired. That in the League of 10 humidor with the ST DuPont lighter and cutter.
So for almost $8 less than the Outcast 10-pack 10, you can get 6 6x60 Gordos from JC Newman.
36 square inches of cigars.
Dang. This was something that was interesting. Quorum is the top-selling cigar brand from Nicaragua.
Wow.
That kind of blows my mind.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Quorum sold them any. I did not realize that Quorum, if I had to count on my hand the amount of times that I have seen people smoking Quorum in public that were not gifted directly from you because we got them from JC Newman,
it'd be zero.
I don't think I have ever seen somebody smoke a Quorum that wasn't gifted from our humidor here.
That might be old man bundles. The guy who doesn't want to hang out with anybody and wants to chew on a cigar all day long and smoke in his yard at the house. He doesn't do the lounge life and all that stuff. You know, that's interesting. Wow.
I saw that and I thought, what? The top selling cigar brand. You know, we talked last week about, you know, the amount of cigars that that Drew Estate makes per day and Dumbarton makes per day, Padron makes per day.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? 95,000 from Drew Estate a day is
Something ridiculous like that. Yeah.
of the brands that Drew Estate makes. I don't know. I can't believe of the brands that Drew Estate makes. What do you think? What are the top 3 brands, do you think?
By volume?
Yeah, that Drew Estate's pumping out per day.
Well, we're going to say Leather Rose, of course.
Right.
By volume? Probably Nica Rustica and Tobacco.
I'm going Leather Rose, Cuba Cuba, Shade, S84. I'm thinking
Cuba Cuba.
I'm thinking the S84 blackened is. I think it's pumping numbers, man.
You think so?
I think it is. Maybe it's Undercrown. I just can't believe that. I mean, that's crazy.
You know,
That's something I'm asking a PCA. I'm asking a PCA.
at the car mill, all of our cars are rated number 1 at all these reports in the snap, but they are classified number 1 in the premium market, right? And then you have your economy market, you have your middle market, you have like 4 different tiers. So you have four number 1. And maybe this is number 1 in its price point.
That's not what the article says. Quorum is the top selling cigar brand from Nicaragua. Now, I wonder, think about this. Okay. What if they are not selling Quorum as just Quorum? Do you think maybe JC Newman could be selling Quorum to lounges as house blends?
Possible. Why not?
Interesting thought process. Also released from Miami Cigar and Co. They are reintroducing the Nestor Miranda Private Reserve Lancero at PCA next month. I'm not big on Lanceros. I actually don't know Miranda Private Reserve from Miami Cigar and Co. I don't think I've ever smoked anything from Miami Cigar and Co. The company who represents Placencia's media team also represents Miami Cigar and Co. And so I get those, and so I figured, I'll give them love because they send us the Placencia stuff too. So, and then I think that was it. Did we talk about this last week?
No.
So Zeno is adding to their portfolio. We saw the Zeno Honduras cigars at PCA last year. They were in a 10, like a 10-pack 10.
That's right.
In the box, but nobody talked about it. That was the only one. So they fully launched, or they are fully launching the Zeno Honduras line, which, if it's as good as the Zeno Nicaragua, which I've heard it's actually better because I talked to my man Law. The Zeno Honduras is going to be a goodie. Lots of packaging options. You got 10s. Looks like a 5-pack of Toros, maybe a 5-pack of Gordos. That definitely looks like a Gordo. So definitely. Oh, wait, here we go. The new blend is available in popular half Corona, Robusto, and Toro. Well, there you go. And then we didn't talk about this last week, but I definitely posted this last week. Altadis is partnering with the Churchill Downs again to do a Romeo y Julieta 152nd Kentucky Derby cigar. That's a beautiful presentation. Got the roses, single coffins for cigars, all the roses on the box. You got the roses on the band. Okay. I also think the bottom of the band is closed. Yep. You got that nice rose down there too. So, gentlemen, if you got ladies who smoke, you want to get them a dozen roses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Darn. They missed out on the marketing opportunity.
Yeah, you're right.
We talked about this one last week. Fratello with the smooth and strong. The one end, you cut one end, smoke from the other, or vice versa. And then we talked about this last week. The Black Band Davidoff Puro Dominicano. Wonder how Drew Estate's taking that. All right, let's come back over here. Do this, do that, remove that. So that's it for your deep dive through the news with ChevetteReport.com. What up, Brian Keith Lane? How you doing, brother? Doing all right tonight? BMW, the ultimate driving experience, baby. Yeah, Bob. I don't, I don't know. I think I'm going to ask that in PCA politely. I'm going to say, hey, I saw in your press release a couple weeks ago that you guys mentioned the Quorum line is the #1 brand made out of Nicaragua. How many do you make? And then I'm going to walk back over to the Drew Estate booth and be like, hey, you guys make any more than this per month of one specific brand?
Snitch. Snitch.
Hey, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Okay. That's part of chief on the case. Chief in the street. Bought a bundle of Jason Newman Factory First at Ebor, and they're pretty good. Smoked those with Woodford Kentucky Derby Mint Julep. Whoa, my whole email just popped up in front of me. What's going on, George? Hope you're doing well.
My man.
Yeah, we already talked about the second cigar that I smoked. It's not a new blend to me, but it's a new size. I did smoke the Deadwood Dominicana 10. I tell you what, you really can't taste the sweetness on the cap.
Really?
Really?
The sweetness on Dominicana was not very aggressive.
It's not aggressive, but it's
very subtle. Yeah.
The sweetness on the Dominicana 10s, even more subtle. I mean, it's almost the same sweetness that Steve Saka puts on his brulee.
Really?
That's obviously a joke because Steve Saka says he doesn't. Sherlock Chief Holmes. I'm on the case, baby. I'm gonna get down to the bottom of this. I need to know.
We can't quit Chief Talk for at least another half an hour. Your eyes haven't watered. You ain't crying yet.
We're doing good tonight, baby. We're doing good tonight. I would say my allergies have been put through the ringers this week. The pollen and the lack of rain
is crazy.
Has been terrifically terrible. Gary Brooks says, I smoked the Dominicana the other day and I thought these were sweet tips. I think Dominicana, I know it's a popular brand at the shop because we sell a lot of them. I think it's a great transition cigar.
But now, if you want to get a traditional cigar with a sweet cap, might I say, if you hurry to your local retailer and get some of these early access, Baya and Wata, you will have a sweet cap experience on a traditional cigar. That's right. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Traditional, traditional, traditional. Good, good, good.
The reveal for that is under 2 weeks away,
Right?
because in 2 weeks we're going to be in New Orleans. It's crazy, right? So this is week 3 out of 4. So next week is the last Chief Talk before PCA. We should be here next week, barring some weird circumstance that we're not here. I'm excited to see what Drew Estate has for the masses. I will say, I hope, selfishly, very selfishly actually, I hope that Drew Estate debuts those 2 cigars in 2 weeks, and then we get to see them at the trade show. But I also hope they debut something else at the trade show.
Me too. I hope they drop some Jay Sand stuff. Jay Sand and Sons. I'm so looking forward to seeing that experience. And I know they have cigars because I've seen pictures of people with those cigars on social media.
If you didn't know, Chief Talk is sponsored by Drew Estate Cigar and Natura Cigar, another company that we're going to be hanging out with in a couple weeks. We have them on the docket to do an interview with. Excited to see the boys over at Natura Cigar again this year. 2 years in a row seeing the guys over at Natura.
Yeah.
But no, I'm hoping, it seems to be, knock on wood, the airport situation seems to be getting a little better. So the worry of me flying, I don't think I have much to worry about flying down, especially at the moment. Greenville, Spartanburg seems to be operating as normal. And even if security is long in GSP, it doesn't take long to get through. We flew to the Florida Barn Smoker last year, the First Lady and I, during the first, well, not the most recent, aside from this one, the most.
We could only afford 2 tickets, so I had to.
Whatever. We flew while there was the TSA shortage, money shortage during that, and it took us a little longer than normal to get through, but we still made it through with plenty of time. Bob Ellis is talking about the Cosmic Corona sampler from Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust.
That's the one that's got 2 of each, right?
Yeah, there's like,
I love that.
what is it, like 6 or 7 blends?
I love that. Because I hate when you get a sampler and you find a cigar that you just love,
you know,
and you don't have anymore.
One of the things that I am kind of, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blends. So there's a new blend, a Sober Mesa Blue, Sober Mesa Solita Red, Mi Querida Tricky Traca, Sin Compromiso, and then another new Corona. Maybe there's 4 of those new Coronas in it. I can't. Let's see. I'm trying to read his. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. It looks like, I don't know if it's 2 separate new blends or 4 of one new blend that bookend the blue, the Solita Red, Mickey Reda, Tricky Traca, and the
Gary Brooks is saying there's 2 new blends, the Alpha and the Omega.
Okay, so yeah, that's, I guess that, that looks right. Alpha and Omega. So what? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 14 cigars in the sampler pack. I will say now, we at our cigar shop currently don't have an online portal. Now, we will ship if people ask us online through our Instagram or Facebook. They're like, hey, I love that picture you took, and I heard you have a great sale going on. Do you have those? Can you ship? And if I buy them? And like, yeah, absolutely. And so we don't move through product as fast as we could. We sit on some stuff longer than we could if people found out that we had it. But last year, the deep cut sampler came out, and those sat for a lot longer than I think they probably should have. But it was a box of cigars, a sampler of cigars for $200 and some odd. That's a steep price. So I'm hoping that the Cosmic Coronas will make their way into individual packs or individual SKUs that you can buy them outside of a sampler pack. I know that Steve Saka said that Coronas aren't a huge selling Vitola for them, even though he thinks that's crazy because he likes the Corona Vitola. I would hope to see them come out as individuals. So we'll see. More questions to ask the SagaCon when I'm at PCA this year. I'm looking frantically all over for that creamy coconut they released this month.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, challenge. Can anyone name a cigar that pairs well with a coconut drink? Creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. I don't know. I didn't even know that they had a creamy coconut. What would go well with creamy coconut? Probably a very mild cigar. Or a very heavy cigar. I would not get anything that's flavored because you'd have super sweet on sweet. I don't know. I don't think I would go something super heavy either, just because I don't think of pairing. Like if I get something that's heavy and I'm going to drink something with it, I do want something sweet. So old fashioned or Dr. Pepper, root beer, creamy coconut. I don't know. What do you think, Bob Cigar?
I'd either go. I was first thinking like you were. Herrera Habano would be a good mix to me. The Wagashi would be a good mix to me. But then I started thinking about it, and something that was spicy. It would be a contrast, kind of like Korean barbecue, where you've got that burnt, but you also have that sweet as well. It just goes,
I've got the perfect
balances it out.
I've got the perfect cigar to go with coconut. The Year of the Duque.
Oh, that's funny.
That's perfect.
That's funny.
That's the perfect cigar.
I can see
that's
that.
the perfect cigar for creamy coconut. Gary Brooks says the deep cut are his best ones. They are my favorites too. The Essentials is the cheaper one. I'm considering buying all deep cuts for Summer of Saka. Kevin Rose says Sazerac. A little Sazerac rye going on over there, or the Sazerac house, or the Sazerac brand, which encompasses Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare and Weller and all that jam. I like stronger with the Dr. Pepper creamy coconut. I could see that just to cut through it a little bit. So that's a little peppery.
I don't think I would drink a Dr. Pepper creamy coconut with a cigar, though.
I'm not going to drink Dr. Pepper creamy coconut at all because I don't like coconut. Big Red with a dark, bold cigar is great. Big Red, I haven't heard of Big Red in a long time. UC10, that's not a bad shout. I think UC10 would be good. I think you get that
spicy.
Yeah, that spice, that jolt.
Gritty.
Mexican San Andreas. I think Red Lovers for Tonga probably do well.
I'm a dog. The bronze back.
If I was going to go, I'd just go regular on Bagog. Not the bronze bag. Have you tried the JC Newman infused the Sarzetas? I have not tried the Sarzetas yet. That's a revival of a brand, I think, right? They brought that brand back.
I don't know.
I think it's a revival, kind of like the El Baton was.
Great cigar.
I love the cigar. I think El Baton has we were talking about the JC Newman 250th. I think El Baton has a JC Newman 250th as well. Did I post about that on ChevetteReport.com? I think I did. Let's go look. Let's go to the next page. Yeah. So no El Baton. So it is the Angel Cuestas and the JC Newman American, multiple sizes.
If I was going to buy a box of cigars, it would be the new 250 JC Newman American.
The artwork on the band is cool.
It's amazing, and I would just have them and have the box. I would, yeah.
The box really isn't that much more impressive. It's got a big sticker on the front of it that says America 250, and then it has a fold-outable shelf talker inside of the box. The cool thing about the American is it's got the American Shield, which is a dope. Oh, they also have the Tampa baseball cigar is a 250th as well. Oh, and Leroy Neiman as well. The American already has that cool shield on it, which I love.
Right.
And then right below it, it has the 250 in like the
ribbons.
No. It's like the same exact style as the shield. And then the foot has the America 250 ribbon on. But they have, it looks like, so it's the El Rolo pop up, the El Rolo collection, which has two, looks like Robusto American, two Angel Cuestas, two Leroy Neiman, two Angel Cuesta Shades, and two of the Tampa Smokers. So that's probably the box to go for if you can find it.
Because I like the American anyway, but to have a 250 American, that would be.
I would love if I didn't have such a hard time smoking the American. Like, out of the 10 times I've smoked the American, 8 of them have just been such a terrible draw.
Right.
Which sucks.
Which I don't get.
It is a good cigar.
I don't get that. I don't know if I've ever had an American that doesn't draw bad or doesn't draw well. It's kind of weird.
Bob Ellis says his favorite JC Newman is the Yagua. Fantastic cigar. Haven't had that in a long time.
Me neither.
I bought several of the JC American 250, but I bought a box of their 250 series when I was at the factory. Nice. Oh, that's the one he's talking about, the El Rolo series that has the 10 cigars, 5 different brands. Bob Ellis and I, we both share the same sentiment with the American draw. We did get some into the lounge, and I did reserve 2 Robustos and 2 of the double Robustos. So
nice.
Just in case we don't get them at PCA. I got us, Bob.
Oh, I'm going to beg for some. Because every time I get to sit down with Drew Newman, he asks you, what kind of cigar do you want? And he has his own personal Vitola of the American. And so I always, because he'll give you whatever you want. I'm like, have you got that American you gave me last time? And he goes, yes. And I said, that's what I want. I love that cigar. I love everything about that cigar. And this is 250 years of the United States of America. I mean, I'm going to be red, white, and blue at PCA. And every video I'm doing this year, I'm wearing an American something hat, whether it's American flag or USA or something like that.
And it's kind of crazy because more than likely you won't be around for the American 300.
Probably not.
I don't think you're going to make it to 106.
I didn't expect to make it to 56.
There's a good chance that I won't be around for the America 300 either. I'll be 84. But you got to see the bicentennial.
I did.
So you'll see. You got to see 2 big milestones.
Right.
I'll get to see possibly 2 big milestones. All right. Before we do get out of here, Again, I have the wrong name on this, so it is not Brett Kelly. It is Brad C. Who won. I did go back and look on Discord for Chief's stick pick of the week. This week is Brad C. On Discord. I really like this one because he's got the Papas Fritas H99, Papas Fritas H99 with the H99 spray can lighter. Also that Calibri red cutter. But the man's on the job. He's in his truck. How about that?
That's what's up.
No, that cigar's not lit, so we don't know if he smokes in his truck or not. But Brad C., not Brett Kelly. Brad C., congratulations for winning this week's stick pick of the week. Bob the Cigar Guy, got anything you'd like to say before we get out of here?
I'm looking forward to PCA. I'm looking forward to the content. I'm looking forward to see how Chief manages this schedule, because this is the first time that he's had a job that gives him so many hours of work, and he still needs to put out one review or one video a day. And that's I'm going to be interested to see.
I have pushed that into the back of my brain.
Yeah.
And not thought about that.
One video a day. And I'm sitting there going, by the time we're in day one at PCH, he's like, look, we need to make these videos 10 minutes long. We got an hour, but you need to shut up. Let them talk and let us go, because I don't want to edit this forever. And I'm trying to figure out if it should be Drew Estate or Drew Estate, or just something that he's going to have to hear 50 times, 150 times, 250 times, that he'll just have burned into his brain.
So the great thing about the Drew Estate part is I only have to hear that as I'm editing the intro. Once I make the intro, I make it its own video, put it on my desktop, and then I just slide it over onto the video editing software as its own video. So I don't even have to listen to it. I just have to make sure that the transition.
Okay, I'm glad you told me that, so that every video that we do in the very beginning when it starts, I'll say, Drew Estate is not here. We're with such and such. So he'll cut that, of course, but he'll get to hear that every single time just for him.
It'd be really bad if we don't have
any
PCA content to go on YouTube.
You know better. You wouldn't let the people down. You wouldn't do it.
So no, yeah, PCA is right around the corner. This is week 3 of 4 leading up to PCA since we started counting down. This is week 2 because we started counting from 4 down. So 4, 3, 2. This is week 2 from PCA. Hope you all caught the space shuttle launch. We didn't talk about that tonight. That was pretty cool.
Space shuttle.
Placencia.
Space shuttle. They don't have the space shuttle anymore.
It's a space shuttle.
It's a rocket.
It's a space shuttle.
It is not a space shuttle. A space shuttle looks like an airplane that goes in space.
Whatever. Space shuttle that launched yesterday. That was cool to watch. But no, I am looking forward to PCA. Seeing a whole bunch of people hanging out. I have suppressed the idea of how many videos I'm going to have to edit. Again, we already have, 16 confirmed time slots, and 2 of those are possibly multi-vendor time slots. So we are.
We'll have pop-ups. We'll have unscheduled.
I'm gonna be burning some midnight oil. I will say, last year I did figure out a fast editing process. So this go around, last year I kind of just, because I had all the time, I just kind of edit 1 or 2 videos a day, and then I just wait the next day and then do it instead of getting them all done at the same time, kind of give myself a little bit of a break. I think this time I'm going to probably try to edit like 15 videos in a day and then be done for a week and then finish the rest out and then just put them all to upload on themselves. It had space shuttle boosters, but space shuttle is gone. All right. thank you all for hanging out with us this week. It was fantastic having you. We always love seeing you guys hanging out with us, and ladies. I don't know if there were any ladies on here tonight. Didn't see any of the Burnses. Didn't see Stogie Sister. Stogie Sister does watch these back after they're done. So Stogie Sister, if you made it this far, love you. We will be back next week, barring some weird schedule mishap. And again, thanks all for hanging out with us. Chief Talk is sponsored by Drew Estate Cigar and Natura Cigar. Make sure that you're supporting those guys in the humidor if you can find them. And we will be back next week. Smoke something good. Go try to find something new. Expand your horizons. Broaden your palate. There's a lot of new cigars that are going to be hitting the market soon. So go find something in your local cigar lounge or wherever, and pick it up. Try it. Let me know what you think about it. Maybe I'll go after it. Maybe I'll be like, okay, warning heated. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to find some cigars that I've never smoked before, or haven't smoked in a long time, and report back with the good news next week, or bad news, depends. Thank you all for hanging out with us. It's been fun. I'll see you next week. And if you want, first link in the description, chevettereport.com. Go hit the email list so you're catching up on all the press releases that are coming out right now. And Bob Cigar says subscribe to YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Also, if you want to join our Discord and you're not a part of our Discord, it's the second link in the description. We're over there smoking cigars, chopping it up on the daily. So we'll see you next week. See ya.
Time to relax. Whew. Man, I'm beat. Whew. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Show's over. Go home. Go home. Show's over. What are you waiting for? You waiting for another show? This is a one-ticket entry. Go. Bye. Go.